we have an amazing show for you. Yeah, we're going to talk a little bit of Star Trek. Yeah, we're going to talk about a little bit about wrestling, but I guarantee you there's things to celebrate. I hit my 100th drink on the show. We're joined by a guest. I'm not going to tell you who. Stick around. You'll have to find out. He's here. It's great. And Kidder delivers the best cheap plugs rant ever. And I mean ever. Plus, I dropped some interesting stats on people. It's a great time. Welcome to the weekend or the week. Depends when you're watching this, but you're in a good place. Let the show begin.
In a world where every Rob, Steve, and Lane has a podcast, two good brothers will try to rise above the rest. Howard Blues and the Mark Kidder invite you to pour a cold beverage, pull up a seat, and enjoy time with friends. Welcome to Beer, Blues, and BS.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Beer, Blues, and BS, the podcast I'd like to wish all of you happy Orktober. I'm your host, Howard Blues, here, as always, with my co-host, the man, the myth, the legend, the Mark Kidder. Kidder, how you doing tonight?
I mean, right now it's night, but in the reality of it, is it still night? Is it afternoon? Is it day? Is it early morning? These are questions I just don't have answers to.
I just always say good night because that's, the time it is, and it gives me a built-in excuse as to why I might have like a mental blockage, such as just now, Kidder, when I looked down at my painting palette and I went, gosh, that well looks extremely wet. I wonder why. And I stuck my finger in it to go, that's right. I just primed a model. Now I have paint on my fingers.
Has it been a week then?
It has been a week. Yes. But we're into October, which for all of the game nerds out there like myself means that it is Orktober. So I'm putting aside Kidder, the demon I have been working on for the last few months as we've been painting, and I just primed up an orc. So tonight, and probably for the rest of the month, I will be painting this orc from the game Dungeons Siege. Or is it Saga? I can't remember. Anyway. So, made by Mantic. There we go. So, yeah. So, Kidder, how's the week going? How's it treating you? How you doing?
I mean, it's one of those deals. I guess I would have to say that tonight is a good night because your Fighting Sioux, the University of North Dakota Fighting Sioux, start off the regular collegiate season tonight against the Holy Cross University. So, I guess it's all right. Go Sioux.
You gotta always... Yeah. I was just going to say, Kidder, you always got to feel a bit for Holy Cross. I mean, you remember way back in our college days when Holy Cross, it was in I forget which tournament, but one of the tournaments, one of the important ones, was playing, I believe it was the Gophers, and it was at the Ralph, and like the whole place was cheering Holy Cross. You would have thought that it was a home game. And they ended up winning, which meant that the next night they had to play the Sioux, and they went from being like the hometown heroes to like everybody hating them. It had to have been a crazy weekend for that team.
Yeah, glass case of emotions. In fact, there's some good highlights about that game and good memes that have popped up throughout the years. Rather enjoy that, but we need to get things going. We need to get this show on the road. We need something to drink.
We do.
You got a good one? Because I heard that your drink tonight is a special.
Yeah. Many of you might remember way back beginning of August, we had Kidder's birthday bash, and he had his 100th alcoholic beverage on the show. And everybody's probably been wondering, like, when's Howard going to reach this milestone? When's he going to get there? When's he going to do it? Well, it just so happens tonight's the night. Kidder, I've been keeping up on the spreadsheet that the Local Geek created. I've been looking at the numbers, counting, double checking, and tonight is the night. So I've been saving this for this occasion. Even though he couldn't be here, we had the last time the Local Geek was on, he had brought us not only one of his homemade creations, the multi-pass, but he brought each of us one of these crawlers from Dialectic Brewing Company. And you had yours, which I believe was a sour. Mine, I have less information and the Local Geek's not here, so this is going to be a bit of fun, but I'm guessing a little bit. This is called the Helpful Shepherd, which I believe that means that it's the Scottish ale from Dialectic. That's my guess. And it's 9.5% alcohol per volume. So a little more than a pint here. And I don't have much else to go on. I'm not going to drink it out of this big thing because that's just ridiculous. So I will be drinking it out of course, a Howard's Cave of Wonder glass. Which, as I'm opening this up, Kidder, I am like this close to having finished editing the Howard's Cave of Wonder, where I show how I went about creating your Christmas present from last year.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very good.
Well, nothing from the smell is giving me anything about this beer. So we'll start the pour here. It's definitely a dark beer, as people can see. And give it a taste. Yeah, that is definitely a Scottish ale. It's not bad, Kidder. I enjoy it. Although I will say it's having a tough thing to live up to, because my favorite beer of all time is Cold Smoke, which is a Scottish ale. And I get just enough of a hint and a reminder in this of Cold Smoke. And so it's like, this is good, but it's not quite a Cold Smoke. Well, now I want a Cold Smoke. So that's the thought process. But it's good. It's just, that's what it's reminding me of, is it's bringing me back to my favorite beer. So it's good. It's enjoyable. I got a lot of it to drink. So we'll see if I finish this before the show's over. Good thing we have a full run sheet. So, Kidder, what are you having this evening?
Well, before I dig into the Triple B fridge behind me, since it is your 100th beer, alcoholic beverage, etc., it is a monumental occasion. We finally made it here. So you know what? We need to do something special. And what is that? It's something very special. Go to beerbluesbs.com right now, beerbluesbs.com. There's the website. If you're watching the video version, you can see our glorious website if you have not been there as of yet. And then, after you like, subscribe, and share, please and thank you, go up here at the top to the merch button. You see it right at the top of the page. Click on merch. Boom. You get onto our merch store, and then look at that. Use the code Howard and get 20% off your order. Use code Howard and you get 20% off. So then you can get a pint glass to celebrate with Howard, or a t-shirt, or a mug, or anything else. Howard's actually drinking out of his Howard's Cave of Wonder pint glass this evening. Obviously, as he mentioned and showed, but he'll show it again and all of that good stuff when I stop jabbing, which might stop at some point. But anyway, use code Howard /20% off that price right there. beerbluesbs.com. Click the merch text right at the top of the page. beerbluesbs.com. 20% off your order. Bam! I mean, we go over here to the drinkware. Let's look at the pint glasses. Since we're here, right? You get your choice of the Triple B logoed glass right there. Perhaps the Kidder's Old Fashioned glass. There's the Howard's Cave of Wonder glass. Can I get my money back? This one would be great, especially because Howard hit 100 alcoholic beverages. Let's go, Howard. Let's go on to the next 100. Let's do it. Let's make it happen. Or perhaps the I Heart Kidder. That's on there as well. And yes, it's been a week. I mean, that just says it all right there.
Yeah, and the local geek just picked up the "It's Been a Week" pint glass. So
yeah,
we showed it off not last episode, 2 episodes ago. Yeah, I believe 2 episodes ago. I get lost in editing, but yeah, he's got that. And I'm rocking Howard's Cave of Wonder, a show that Lane is desperately waiting to make its return. So. Soon, Lane.
I mean, he has to watch like any of our shows first, you know?
True.
Just saying. True. Anyway, so congratulations on hitting the big century mark. Way to go. All right. Let's make sure I don't run over anyone over here. And bring on the beverage for tonight. And we're going to go to our friends from the Breckenridge Brewing Company, as in Breckenridge Brewery. Close that. This is the Oktoberfest, because we are in the Festival of October, or Orkfest thing. So there you go, Breckenridge Brewery. Toasty malt character with a clean, dry finish. That's just what we need. Something that's a bit dry. It's 12 fluid ounces and 6% alcohol by volume. Best enjoyed by January 25th of 2023. So it's good to know we're going to get the good Febtoberfest right here. Look at that bottle, that design right there. Nice label that they have on there. Like that. All right. And this is not a twist off. So cheers to you, Avita Zane, to the cap. And fine ales and lager. Look at that. Fine ales and lager. Very nice. Put that over there. Yes. Definitely. October-y. It's dry, yeah. Not too bad though. I've had worse. And that's pretty much the rating. Not the worst Oktoberfest that I've ever had. You're welcome, local geek. It's just what you wanted. I know. All right. Anyway, I wanted to bring up real quick as we get this show on the road that met up with JS Gunslinger earlier today and let him know that the episode that we had talked about him and the chip challenge. And he said he was down. He was game for the chip. He didn't even say anything about a challenge or anything. He just said that he wanted to do it and that he wanted to do it on the show. So he was all for it. We just need to get him where the chip is, or get him a chip, and we're good to go.
Well, if he's going to come on the show and provide us the content of him doing that, I guess we better buy him the chip.
How much are these chips anyway? I mean, are we talking a sizable investment for all of that plastic and warning label?
So they finally put a price tag on those when I was in there today. They are, get this, kidder, for a single chip challenge.
One chip.
So one chip, $8.99.
I mean, you really have to pay them that much to have fire shoot out of your asshole? Really?
Apparently, yes. Yes, you do.
Well, worth it. I am willing to chip in. See what I did there.
Now, the question is he expecting to do this alone? Is he thinking that we're going to do this with him? Because that will matter.
He was just good trying it. Because I mentioned how we had talked about potentially putting something on the line back and forth, the challenge there in of itself of predicting something better than the other, and then the loser having to taste it. And he was just interested in trying it without a challenge. So I then said, I'll find out where it is, where they're selling these, let you know, so then you can get one, and then you can, record it, something like that. And he's like, no, I'll do it on the show. I'll do it live. Okay. Awesome.
Yeah.
In fact, just as a side note, tonight he was making, I think, chili. And he put 10 scorpion peppers and 20 ghost peppers in this vat of chili that he was making.
He might just do just fine with this one chip challenge.
And then he made a ghost pepper puree to go with it. And he said that he took a shot and that it was a little spicy.
This is almost not going to be fun. I mean, this sounds like he's going to just no sell the pepper, People only really want this if, you're going to suffer. So,
I mean, we truly don't know how hot this stupid thing is. I mean, I know you haven't picked one up and looked at it because you've been just walking by and reading the various warning labels and things that are on the display case. But I'm curious is that if you pick one of the packages up, if you can smell it through the plastic. I'm curious.
I have not picked it up and tried it, but maybe I will now. We got to find out. We gotta have some answers on this, kidder.
Yeah.
So we know what we're getting into with this.
I will say that I am willing to pitch in on this. Go halvesies, if you will, and get that right over to JS Gunslinger, because I know that he's really excited about trying this thing. He's like, hell yeah. Really? Yeah, why not? Okay, then. I still remember the time when Kyle, Rude Boy Kyle, was headed out from Grand Forks, and some of his friends, I use that term loosely, paid for the Blazin' Challenge for him. And when we have him on the show again next time, we will just have to let him tell that story again about the Blazin' Challenge from Buffalo Wild Wings.
Gosh, what's the hottest, since we're on the topic of spicy, what's the hottest wing you've ever had at Buffalo Wild Wings? How hot has Kidder gone? Well, he's pulling that up. I was going to say, I know what I've done.
You've done the Blazin'?
I have not done the Blazing Challenge. I haven't ever ventured that far because I kind of like to enjoy my food and not have it kill me. But I have gone as far as the mango habanero on their spice. And that was, that was kind of my limit.
Yeah. So as you can see, here's BuffaloWildWings.com to, give them a cheap plug, I guess. Well, why not? And as we look on here, according to this, the top left is the spiciest of them, the Blazin' Carolina Reaper. Apparently that is the full name of it, not just Blazin' sauce. And then you have the mango habanero, hot sauce, regular buffalo, the Nashville hot, on and on. Down to Asian zing and honey barbecue mild, and then teriyaki, sweet barbecue, lemon pepper. There's no spice, and then the dry rub seasonings there, as you can see. So for taste, my favorite is typically honey barbecue and Asian zing. So right over here up to right over here. I have done the mango habanero, and I want to say it was either an order or one wing of wild or blazing. I can't remember which one it was, but I know for a fact that I had the mango habanero at one point. So for me, as I'm sure we'll have this discussion again with the old gunslinger when he gets on the show with that chip. But for me, and I think you're in the same boat, Howard, that I don't like things to be stupid hot for just the sake of them burning the shit out of your mouth. I like the flavor with some heat to it. Some nice little spice. Nice spice, That's what I like.
Yeah. Yeah. I will say though, Kidder, I have now in my older age have moved away from doing a lot of like the hot sauces or just even the saucy wings in general, and I tend to go with the rubs more than that. And it's mostly because I have all this facial hair. So when you have that hot sauce or just any sauced wing, then it gets all through your goatee and you have to clean it out. And I don't know, got a little particular about that. So
I see.
Especially if it's a bone-in wing. If it's the boneless, yeah, I'm a little bit more willing. Because you can just shove the whole thing in.
Give me all the sauce. I love it saucy. In fact, the boneless at B-Dubs, I order them extra wet, is what they call them. So they make sure that they get that sauce all up in there. Yeah. Saucy. Yeah. I like it. Also picked up some meat sticks with him earlier today. We met for lunch, had some American Mexican food, Mexican. I guess it was in America. And picked up some meat sticks next door. And he got the fire sticks, as they call them. And we were talking in the parking lot, and he was craving to try one right away. So he busted the pack open and gave me some. And it wasn't, on fire. Basically, jalapeno mixed into the meat stick with cayenne pepper.
Mm.
So there's good flavor there. And then after the full bite and you chew it and stuff, then there's some nice warmth on the top of your mouth, but nothing crazy. Anyway, now that I'm hungry again, I heard that you have heard some new music. What the hell is going on these days? Are you listening to terrestrial radio?
No. I have not been listening. Well, okay, I have been listening to a little bit of terrestrial radio, but not music. It's been sports radio because controversy. Yeah. Actually, mostly it's because I found during the time that I didn't have an iPod, the morning drive-in sports show on the one talk radio station. They didn't really talk a lot of sports, but they would talk about a lot of things. It's very similar to this show in some ways, with the content and some of that. And so I tune in, Kidder, because every now and then there's something I'll get something interesting out of it, and such. So I've been listening to that on my way into work. God, they had a terrible story today. There was a story about where was it? I want to say it was Vegas. Future Howard might fact check this. I think it was Vegas. There was a construction worker fatality where a guy who was operating a heavy piece of machinery, it had a drill. They were doing some boring, and he put the bit into the hole and turned it on and didn't realize that there was somebody down there. And what makes the story worse is the guy operating the machinery was the granddad, and it was his grandson who was in the hole. Just, yeah, I heard that this morning. It's like a gut punch. I was just like, oh. The pain and suffering of that. I hate thinking about it. But anyway, to not bring a downer on this show. So Kidder,
enough.
Yeah. When I try and find new music every once in a while, I go through phases where I'm either actively hunting music or I'm listening to what I got. And I've gotten to a point, you might remember on the last episode, I asked our audience, hey, if you know some good tunes and want to send me some recommendations, send me some recommendations. I haven't gotten any yet because that episode isn't out yet. Just say it. So people can still send me stuff. But a lot of times what ends up happening is I just kind of, I don't know, I find stuff. Through serendipity, I sometimes find things, and it's interesting, and it's, because of that I have a lot of interesting music, a lot of different music. I kind of follow earworms. I'm not quite like one genre specific, like you tend to be. You don't listen to other. You tend to be. You well, hear me out. You tend to be, metal is number one. You will branch out into some other things, but if I had to pick a random song out of your music files, the odds of me hitting something metal and rock far more likely than me hitting some other genres. Whereas if you name genre, I probably have at least one song from that genre in my collection. Because I chase earworms. I chase just catchy beats, catchy sounds, things like that. Anyway, Kidder, I stumbled upon a very interesting cover of an older, much older song called Last Kiss. I don't know if you're familiar with that song. It was originally done by the Cavaliers. Yeah.
Wasn't
so
Pearl
this
Jam, was it?
Pearl Jam covered it. And then there's a new artist who is covering it and covering it because he loved the Pearl Jam version. And I don't know that it's on any CD. He did it for an acoustic concert, and that's kind of how I stumbled upon it. And it was an acoustic one-man take on the song Last Kiss. And it was very good. Very good. Surprisingly good. Probably the most emotion I've heard really put into that song. Because if you've ever heard like the Cavaliers version of it, it's almost peppy, you know, because it's that 1950s, 1960s, you know, even the sad songs are kind of happy. But this actually put it into a, like, there's some nice raw emotion to it, even if the person singing it, and I get it, it was a live version, skipped the last verse. It's okay. Very good. Now, the reason I haven't said who the artist is, Kidder, is because I know I'm going to catch flack from you about it. So I'm holding on that. But the artist performing this, it was from his live acoustic concert in Rome. It would be one Post Malone. Actually, did a version of it. It's been stuck in my head all week.
Just shows that, you know, you can't have any talent because you have to make somebody else's song one of your songs to actually get it out there to be more famous.
I don't actually think I don't think he was trying to make it his own. You know, I don't think he was claiming it. I think this was just, he's purely in the, like, just even the vibe of him talking before it was just kind of I learned to love this song when Pearl Jam covered it, and I've been kind of singing it a lot lately, so I'm going to sing it now. You know, it was just kind of like he almost winged it, because as I said, like, he left off the last verse. It, you know, I think he just likes the song and he just sang it. And he did a decent job with it, and such. So, interesting. So I'm going to have to try and find an audio version of that to add to my stuff because I enjoy it. That'll be the second song by Post Malone I have in my collection. Because I also have his song Sunflower, which I got from the Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse soundtrack.
Crappy music and crappy movies.
You know, Kidder, I did, because then I was kind of, after this, I was like, oh, what else has Post Malone done? Is there other stuff that I might enjoy? Which, no, there's not. But I did catch one beginning to a concert where he introduced himself and he did his full actual name. He goes, I'm here to, you know, have a good time and sing some shitty songs to you.
My name is Austin Richard Post. And I've come to play some shitty music and get up while we do it, man. Speaking of, can I get another beer out here, man?
So,
at least he's honest.
Yeah. And hey, fun fact for you, Kidder. Post Malone, giant Magic the Gathering player and fan. He's been popping up in a lot of my gaming stuff with that. So there you go. But yeah, that's the song that's been stuck in my head as of lately. So, but I'm still looking for more. I need more tunes, man. I need more tunes to rock out to. So, hey, you in the audience. Yes, you. Yeah, I'm talking directly to you, Bob. You better send that recommendation. I need to know. What should I be listening to?
Is that
Counting on you.
Bob Giggles?
I don't know. I just made up a name.
Oh.
I just
Bob
want somebody.
Giggles hasn't been on the show for a while.
He hasn't. I was just truthfully kidding. Bob was just the first name that popped in my head, but I was just I was trying to freak somebody out. I wanted somebody to be like driving along, listen to this, and all of a sudden, I call out their name, and they're just like, "Holy hell! How does he know I'm listening?" It is. That's what I was doing. I mean, I guess normally I could use Lane, but I know he's not listening, so there's no point in me picking on him.
How about Roy?
I mean, is there a lot of people out there named Roy? I feel like that's a kind of a dying name.
Okay, how about Bill?
You see, my boss is named Bill, so if he actually were to partake of an episode, then I might have to explain stuff. So,
I see. Well, I just gave you the NDWF commentary team.
I know you did. I knew as soon as you said Roy, I'm like, here's where we're going.
You started it.
I did not.
Yeah, you did. You said Bob.
I did say Bob. It's because I always say Bob or Little Timmy. It depends if I'm talking to an adult or a kid. It's just how it goes. So, but yeah, so that's what I've been listening to, Kidder. As shameful as it is, that's what's been in my ears as of late.
I guess it could be worse.
I mean, it could. There is worse stuff out there. How about you, Kidder? Anything new that you are listening to, rocking out to, enjoying?
There are a couple new tracks from this past week. And I guess, last weekend as well. Haven't had a lot of time to listen to music this week. So there is that. Let me see if I can. I have to go to the bottom of the Killer Kidder show on Spotify. So Otherwise does have a couple new tracks out. There's also a band LYLVC. Their new song Undertow. It's pretty good. Godsmack's new song we talked about, Surrender. Disturbed has 2 tracks available from their new album. There's some good music there. A band called Loveless. They've made a cover of Running Up That Hill like pretty much every other freaking artist because the song was featured on Stranger Things. But they have a couple other good songs. There's a new Demon Hunters song, Heaven Don't Cry. It's pretty good. What other songs? Found some other guest vocal songs with Lizzie Hale of Hailstorm. Some really good tracks like Breaking Inside featuring Shinedown and Lizzie Hale. Then there's a cover of Only Happy When It Rains from Garbage. That's the original song. New Year's Day and Lizzie Hale covered that. How about The Who? Not, the 70s band, The Who. The H.U., The Who. You know who they are. Those guys. Don't you, Howard?
Yeah.
You know who they are. Basically, I guess you could call it monk chanting and singing.
It's Mongolian throat singing is the correct term.
So they have some newer music as well. You can visit them online in the various places. There's let's see here, Sleeping with Sirens, some new music from them. Outlier, new music. How about this? Our friend Blake Bedsall of Saul. His vocals are featured in a song called The Flood from Burden of the Sky that also features the voice of Morgan Rose. It's a good song. Bad Omens, have some new music. Shallow Side has some new music. If you haven't listened to them, make sure you check them out. Shallow Side. They have some great tunes available from several albums, so make sure you go back a little bit, see them. How about this? Did you know the Google Dolls are still making new music?
I did not.
They have a new song called Going Crazy. You can listen to that. Evanescence even has some new music. Diamante. You may have heard of her band. She did a cover of Running Up That Hill as well as, like I said, everybody else. Let's see here. Without completely going off the rails, Smile Empty Soul is still making some new music, and they have a new one. A newer one. A Storm is Coming. So lots of new stuff out there. Make sure you visit the Killer Kidder Show on Spotify. It's right here at the bottom of your screen if you're watching the video version. Or guess what? If you're listening to this, it's in the show notes. So please check it out. In fact, right now on the Killer Kidder Show, 437 hours and 55 minutes of music. So that's one long drive. Wouldn't you say?
That would be a very long drive.
So you could go to the moon and listen to the Killer Kidder Show and maybe, just maybe, hear some repeats. So glad we talked about that.
Yeah, see? It all turned out all right.
Yeah, could have been
Post Malone and all.
yeah, could have been worse.
Very much could have.
Worse, like potentially how wrestling could be. Right?
Well, I wasn't going to go there, Kidder. You know, trying to be a little bit more positive about the wrestling. I've been in kind of a negative funk lately, you know. Trying to, you know, not make everybody upset about it. So, but yeah, I mean, there's a lot going on in the wrestling world right now.
Tonight, the season premiere of SmackDown, and Monday night is the season premiere of Monday Night Raw. So, couple things to note. Number one, I haven't seen SmackDown yet. Number two, obviously haven't seen Raw yet because, you know, it's only Friday. I watched this past week's Raw, maybe 15 minutes. So there's that. New commentary teams for Raw, SmackDown, and NXT. Howie Blues, how do you feel about Nigel McGuinness and Jimmy Smith getting the axe?
Well, I don't know that they were necessarily. I don't know that they were given the axe.
Yep,
I guess at least. Oh, they were.
Employed. Yeah, they're done.
I was just gonna say I didn't know. Maybe their contract was just up and it was decided not to renew. I mean, that happens. That happens. You know, it's not all about the axes. You know, it's just not. But well, gosh, we're gonna have to put this on hold because somebody's trying to get in here.
Sounds shady.
Yeah, I'll let him in.
Do we actually do background checks for people before they come on this show? I mean, any kind of Joe Schmo could just join this show apparently and ring the doorbell if they know how to get in here. I mean,
I mean, they gotta find the doorbell first.
Find the doorbell. I mean, true. And then once they find the door, it's like they're coming to us from a dark alley.
Hey, it could be worse. There are worse places that they could be coming to us from, like a bathroom,
like a hotel bathroom.
The business center.
The business center. That is the formal name.
Where you're getting where you're getting D done. The capital D for done.
Duty.
Hey, it's Big D, everybody. Speaking of capital D, little D not along tonight.
No, little D
lowercase D.
Yeah, little D's at home. I am broadcasting from Phoenix, Arizona. So, yeah, now I'm trying to get my darn using my phone because I packed light for this particular trip, and I am having a hard time getting my darn phone to sit properly. It's
We've
been a
been
long
there.
day.
I see he really thought this through before joining the call. Really glad that, we have the ability on this show to just let anybody in here.
I didn't think it through very well.
See, if you're traveling consummate professionals like Howard and I, you know that you got to gather up all 12 of the hotel pillows because you got to put them all together to make one pillow and then prop it up against the lamp in the corner so then you get good lighting and it doesn't look like you're in a horror movie.
Let's see if this works. Hey, this actually might work a little better. Hey, there we go.
Huh? Look at that. There's a TV in the background so Howard can put whatever the hell he wants on the back there.
Yeah, that's just the welcome screen for the hotel. So I'm too lazy to
the
turn it
welcome
off.
screen, all right.
Too lazy to turn it off. So
That's
cover
okay.
it up anyway. It doesn't matter.
I will.
The good thing is that it has to be like PG to PG-13, so you know that you won't get anything spicy popping up behind you.
And those hotels in Arizona, they're spicy places on the screen or something. I don't know. I've never been to Arizona before today. I don't freaking.
So where in Arizona are you?
So apparently they just let anybody host the show who doesn't have listening skills. And I told you Phoenix, Arizona. So
See, I was drinking at the time.
Touche. Okay, I'll give that a pass. I'll give that a pass. Judge and jury right here.
Thank you.
No
Thank
problem.
you. Because I was going to say that I've been to Phoenix twice, and I love Phoenix. Very nice area. Been there in December and been there in January. So now I just need to finish out the rest of the year, the other 10 months, and get all the seasons, as in hot and hotter. Although when we were there the first time in December, they were having record lows around 30 degrees and everybody was losing their mind. Just everybody's freaking out. It's so cool! Oh my God! Just everybody. The news media is like, you're all gonna freeze to death! It was just great. And then we went down there and we sat on the open air patio of the hotel restaurant, and they're like, "Are you sure you want to go out there because like it's really cold?" Yeah, you got a heater, right? Yeah. I mean, we could bring like 3 of them over, and then I mean, it's still going to be cold. It's 50 degrees. Yeah, that's really cold. When we left Bismarck, the air temperature was -12. What? -12 as in like below zero? How does it get that cold? Yeah, that's just the air temperature. When you actually feel it, it was like 35 below. How do you live there? Just everybody blew their mind. It was crazy. And then the next time we went down was for Royal Rumble 2019. And it was a gorgeous 75 to 85 degrees. That just kind of normal down there. But went to Glendale, went to Scottsdale, downtown Phoenix. And sadly, I'm sure you might not be anywhere near downtown right now, but there was this awesome sushi place right on the corner of essentially the main 2 streets in the city center, and it has now closed. It's called Squid Ink. It was delicious. We ate there 3 times in 20 hours. It was so good, but unfortunately,
That is the correct frequency.
I saw that they are not open any longer because it was favorited as I was looking through my Google Guide places, and then I got sad. But we ended up going to Joe's Crab Shack in one of the suburbs there. First time we'd been there. Right next to a mall, and it was a mall. It's kind of shady. I'm glad we didn't get shot. We had some time on our hands, and we made it out alive. Even Gordon's fisherman didn't catch us, so that's good.
Make it out alive. That's always a good day.
Yes. So what's around you? You know, obviously the hotel you're in has to have a couple restaurants and different bars maybe around you. What's in the general vicinity that you've discovered so far?
So you might consider my trip down here kind of boring. So I'm down here for 2 days. I got up in Grand Forks this morning at 2:30 in the a.m. Flew down here. So it was a very specific task, just out of respect for my counterpart who is down here with me. I'm gonna keep what I was doing down here on the rest. But basically, my job was
Secrets.
done. It's done in secret, and just in case I don't know who's gonna watch this. Very, very likely that some
Nobody. It's fine. You're fine.
Okay, fair enough. So there's just a colleague of mine was coming down here for medical reasons that he needed a medical escort. It happens in the military all the time. So I was just coming down here to take care of that. But to do that and take him to where he was going was 5 minutes after I got off the plane. And then there it is, 8:30 in the morning local time. I'm like, well, shoot. So I'd already kind of reached out to some little colleagues of mine that I've met throughout the years who are down here in Phoenix, up on the air base. So I hopped a cab and came on up here and just spent the day catching up with some familiar faces. And up until just a little bit ago, was having dinner at one of their houses about 20 minutes away from here. So didn't actually see the hotel until just very recently. To actually answer your question, according to Google Maps, there's a Cabela's across the street. I think I saw it.
Wow.
That's about it. I got my, don't worry. I'm belated, but I'm going to join you on the what's on tap. Give me 1 second. I got to go to the fridge. All right. There we go. So
Glad you were wearing pants, by the way.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we're way past COVID.
I'm glad that we fought. Shit, we're what, 70? The hell episode is this? 76?
82.
82? I don't know where the hell we are. And we finally made a COVID joke. That's what you get from us, folks. The most timely and current information from 3 years ago.
And with that kind of advanced knowledge and forethought, it's no wonder I'm a meteorologist. So, while
70% of the time, it works every time.
According to my forecasting dice, I'm always right.
I got mine right over here. Do you still have yours?
Mine are on my desk at work. But it's like a 3. It's a trifecta of like 10-sided die or 14 or whatever the heck. Those are not the ones I have. Mine are more like D&D size. But
these, quick shout out.
Spot ones.
These are the Fred Reamer weather dice that our group won in broadcast meteorology in college because we had the most accurate forecast for the semester.
Nice.
So yes, you get the 10s over here, and then your conditions over here.
Don't show me the double asterisk. No, don't show me the double asterisk. I'm not ready.
Yeah, it it already S-worded yesterday.
Well, that makes me want to go off
Not
of what's
here,
on tap even
not
harder.
in Bismarck, but in this state, in North Dakota, it S-worded. So
I
what do
heard
you have
about
on
that
tap?
actually in Cavalier. I think I heard something about that.
Yeah.
So-
guys, as a non-meteorologist, S-word, snow, right? I got it. Yeah. Huh? Yeah.
Yes, you get a cookie.
You get to drink another drink out of your glass because you need to finish that by the end of this episode.
Yeah. I do need to pour the rest of that into here. I'll work on it.
Oh, he took his headphones off. Quick, say something about him.
I mean, I've been saying stuff about him all night.
Oh, fair enough. Hey,
Yeah.
Kidder,
So
wrestling's fake.
he doesn't watch our content anyway. He's not going to hear it.
And that's why you don't want cherries. What?
So, Big D, what do you got over there on tap?
Yeah.
Since,
So, in keeping with my trolling of Kidder in my what's on tap. So, whilst I was up on the airbase today, I stopped by the Class 6, and they had these little teeny tiny bottles of old fashioned. At least it said old fashioned, had Knob Creek on there. So I'm thinking, oh, cool. I am not going to get that because
An old fashioned with a Knob Creek, you got to watch out for that.
you're a ghoul. Yeah, no. So it just had a Knob Creek
Especially on
logo.
an
It was like 150 mil. No, it was more than that. But either way, it was a small bottle that had old fashioned on it, and there was a Knob Creek in there. But wouldn't you know, they had no cherries on there. So I know you would have been a fan of that, Kidder, but I wasn't going to touch it. But
Because you don't want a cherry in an old fashioned unless you want a Manhattan, and then get a damn Manhattan.
but I couldn't. I saw something that I'm probably going to regret getting, but it does reference fruit, and a cherry is a fruit. So this is as close to trolling you with my beverage that I'm going to get. This is the selection was not great where I was. I'll just preface that also. But this is a harder, Mike's Harder, whatever the frick, strawberry and pineapple. So fruity, not quite cherry, but this is the best I can do on like 3 hours of sleep in a 22-hour day. So, and it tastes like battery acid as expected. So with a hint of pineapple. So
I'm thirsty again, and we know Howard is still nursing his, so I need another one. And let's continue with the German theme here.
oh, sehr gut, ja.
We have the Hofbrau Original. It's 12 fluid ounces. Oh, wait, hold on. They lied. It's 11.2 fluid ounces.
It's European.
330 milliliters. This is a Munich specialty brewed according to the German purity law. Very good. Very good. It is a product of Germany, so it's good to know. 5.1% alcohol by volume. Beer! In all caps. On the back. Right at the bottom. Beer! Okay.
Oh, I
Very
thought that was champagne. My bad.
Yeah, it does kind of look like one of those malt liquors that you would pick up. Kind of like, let's see. You were at the apartment warming back in the day, weren't you? That's the party that we had.
Which
I don't
one?
remember.
Are you talking about the one up by the Menards and 42nd?
It'd be yes. One of them there's right behind there. Really the first apartment, and Howard was there. That was the Thule night where he was hanging out, and we had the whole thing with the, just so there's no confusion and all of that. May remember that. Anyway, a friend brought a 40 for herself. So that's why I'm questioned if you remembered that. But yes, cheers to your homies. Oh man, that's skunky. Holy crap. I mean, whew. I don't know if I want to let that breathe more or just pour it for my homies.
You know, Kidder, I still haven't picked you up a Black-O-Lantern.
And if you do, it's going straight in the shitter. Hey, I'll give you a Black-O-Lantern.
I feel like it's something I should know.
He's the one who needs it. How about that? Give it to him.
I mean, I could. Way back in episode 30 of the podcast, it was our Halloween episode, and I'm like, gosh, we should do some pumpkin beer. And I picked up 2 beers from the Wasatch Brewery. One was just a pumpkin ale, and it literally, Big D, tasted like you took a bite of pumpkin pie and then followed it with like a shot of Bud Light. And then my second beer that night was called a Black-O-Lantern, and it was the same thing, except they added a chocolate taste to it. So chocolate pumpkin pie with a Bud Light chaser. Nearly killed me. Anyway, I was the last time I was in the liquor store, I saw that they had Black-O-Lantern back, and I keep threatening to buy one for Kidder so that he can experience the Black-O-Lantern.
I know I'm all about trolling Kidder, but I actually got to agree with him on that one. That sounds about horrible.
You know, if he really cared about the Triple B, he'd do it for the content.
I'm drinking this skunk ass beer right now for this show. So you shut your ass. I don't know if that's how this is supposed to taste or if it just is that shitty.
Big D, if you're wondering what I'm drinking a Scottish ale from Dialectic Brewing. It's called the Helpful Shepherd. It was given to me by the local geek and is actually marks my 100th beer on the show.
And is a local beer.
Yep.
Doing it right.
Yep. So, but yeah, it's a
whole in a glass.
Whole crawler. So, I mean, it's a big beer. So that's what I'm working on. But, you know, Big D, I was surprised when you reached out and wanted to be on the show tonight, mostly because the last time you were on the show, we trolled you pretty hard, man. I've been waiting for comments since that episode came out, and I haven't gotten any. I was like, oh, maybe we went a little too far this time.
Nah, not at all. Are you talking about the watching the content after it posted?
Yeah.
Because I saw because I went back to see, like, I wonder if they do anything with the run sheet and if they realize just what was going on. Now the various things that were thrown up in there while I was on the podcast with you guys, you probably figured that out pretty fast. But the topic 8 of There Is No Topic 7, I watched your back and forth. That was me.
Knew it. I knew it. Actually, Kidder knew it. Because I'm in the same setup. I was kind of into that where my computer and the run sheet is over here. I'm at the painting desk, so it's a little bit harder for me to read the run sheet. But I just was curious because, our editor, Future Howard, took kind of a offense to a comment you made on the show, and there may have been a photo of a blonde Big D that appeared at one point in that episode.
Yeah, I seem to recall that as well. No, there's no offense. It's all in good fun. That was all in good fun. That was well played, Future Howard, you bastard.
So now that we have somebody on the show who I can talk wrestling with, apparently.
Yeah.
You take your headphones off.
Oh, you mean the guy who doesn't watch it regularly?
He doesn't watch any of it anymore. He gets all of his information from me.
The most wrestling that I watch are the various clips
He
from.
put him on backwards. He got so worked up. He put his headphones back on backwards. Poor guy.
I
He's
did.
having a moment.
The only wrestling I watch anymore are those YouTube videos with like Walt Culture or WrestleMania or whoever the heck, but also the Oh my God series.
I thought you might watch two idiots from North Dakota on a podcast related to alcohol, but
Haven't found the NDWF videos, but in fairness, I haven't looked for the NDWF videos, so there's that.
oh, they're there. Trust me. They're there. Howard knows. So we had started talking wrestling before you came on, and WWE has fired Nigel McGuinness and Jimmy Smith. And tonight, yeah, I know you don't know who they are. That's fine. Nigel was, I don't know. I'm not even going to add in something. But
He was.
he was on NXT, and Jimmy Smith was on Raw.
Uh-huh.
Now, they're changing it up starting, I want to say tonight, because tonight was the season premiere of SmackDown, and Monday night is the season premiere of Raw, because there's nothing like a season premiere of a weekly episodic television show that has been going on for thousands of episodes. Anyway, the new lineup basically shifts some people around, adds Booker T to commentary on NXT, and we'll really see how it is. Pat McAfee, he has not been on SmackDown since leaving for college football, ESPN game day, something or other, and he'll be back in 2023. But I don't know. How do you feel about having the commentary desk shuffled once again?
How I feel is I haven't known who's been on there consistently for about 10 years. Some tattooed jobbers showed up when I watched. I had about a 6-week span of time when I was watching, and some tattooed guy wound up at the table. I'm like, who the heck is that?
That's
Oh,
Corey
Gary
Graves.
Before, the first time I heard him, I was like, And then the last time I heard him, I was like, that's about all I got.
Yeah. The announce teams, they're all shuffled a little bit. Michael Cole remains on SmackDown. Byron Saxton remains on Raw. Wade Barrett will move to SmackDown with Michael Cole, at least until Pat McAfee returns. And as I mentioned, Booker T will be on NXT. Well, Wade Barrett is on SmackDown and then will return. Corey Graves still on Monday Night Raw. So there's your commentary update. Apparently, Becky Lynch was behind the scenes this past Monday on Raw on October 3rd and has a new look. She got her hair done. If you haven't been on Spotify lately, which we already talked about, the Killer Kidder Show playlist on Spotify, which you can subscribe to for free, follow for free. It turns out that Bray Wyatt's Fiend music has returned to Spotify, feeding the fire even more that he will return tomorrow at WWE Extreme Rules, coming to you live from Philadelphia in another premium live event. Now, some sad news. First of all, Big D, did you watch Tough Enough? I believe Howard and I watched this season of Tough Enough specifically, but did you ever watch Tough Enough back in the day?
Back in the day, yeah. Most of 1 and 2, about half of 3, and then I don't think I picked up on it ever again. I seem to recall they kind of rebooted it in recent years, but I haven't caught any of that either.
In 2015, they had another competition, and Stone Cold was one of the judges. I think might have been he was still on that year. I can't fully remember because it was long enough ago. But the winner of that year, Sarah Lee, her married name Sarah Ann Weston. Unfortunately, she passed away this week. Only 30 years old, Big D. She was also married to another wrestler known as Wesley Blake, but his real name, Corey Weston. And they have 3 children. So, in the season finale of that competition, just to refresh your memory, she lost to Alicia Fox, which was her only televised WWE match. She was then released from the company in 2018 without making her NXT debut. So our condolences and thoughts go out to her family and friends in this difficult time. Also, sad news related to Mandy Rose, or Mandy Sachs, if you know her, the current NXT Women's Champion. Her brother, Richard Sacamano, passed away on October 3rd, this past Monday, at the age of 40. No statements as to how or where or why for either of the past 2 people that I mentioned here, but 40 years old for him, and our condolences again go out to Mandy and her family and friends and everyone. So let's pick it up a notch. Do you, Big D, remember Paige? Have you been following Paige and her career?
Doesn't ring a bell. Tell me you're surprised by that.
I mean, but going back to 2014, the Raw after WrestleMania 30, which I was at, Paige debuted from NXT onto the main roster, faced AJ Lee for the Divas title, and was the youngest winner of the Divas title. Picked it up that night, so that was pretty sweet. She later ended up having neck issues, as in basically being forced to retire from the ring, similar to Edge and those injuries, as well as Bryan Danielson. And then ended up being kind of a manager, commentator, general manager, and then just commentator on a different show before they took her off television altogether in WWE. Her contract was up. She let it go because she was done with it. And then she recently debuted on AEW as her real name, Saraya. And guess what? She is now cleared to wrestle. So she's getting ready to roll, as it were. Going to throw out some more names here, Big D, that you might not know. But Sammy Guevara, former TNT champion in AEW, and Andrade El Idolo, i.e. Mr. Charlotte Flair. Well, they had a backstage brawl this week on Dynamite this past Wednesday, which was the anniversary edition of the show, as it being their 3rd year in operation. So they were sent home. Get the hell out of here. Apparently, according to sources close to Andrade, he's said to have been trying to get fired. Now, why would he want to do that? Well, let's see. Triple H is in charge of WWE now. His wife works for WWE, and she's taking an extended absence. They like to go to Mexico and show some photos. I mean, I'm just throwing things out there, but maybe, right?
Maybe.
Other than that, this past Wednesday at the 3-year anniversary edition, the Acclaimed, the new AEW Tag Team Champions, along with the badass Billy Gunn, Daddy Ass, they had the Scissor Celebration. It was National Scissor Day, so they had the Scissor Celebration on international television. There you go. Scissor me, Big D!
I'm confused. I thought this was going to turn into a weird stipulation match where it was like a running in the ring with scissors match that you were about to say happened. Be like, winner is the first one to stab the opponent through the heart or something. But then again, we're not CZW, or they're not CZW, so yeah, maybe not. So
Daddy Ass did set up the joke that earlier in the day he got called by the Washington, D.C. City Council to come to their offices, and then he was given a gift to present to the Acclaimed. And, of course, it was wrapped, so he gave it to them in the ring, and they unwrapped it, and it was the giant scissors that you cut the ribbons with. So it's the golden scissors. So, yes, they got scissored by Washington, D.C. It was a good segment. Let's see. What else can we talk about? Battle of the Belts 4. Howard and I got super excited for Battle of the Belts. We're like, oh, it's the Night of Champions where all the belts are on the line and big pay-per-view of sorts. No, it was just a 2-match show for the first one. 3-match. Okay, it was 3. See, I forgot. That's how disappointed I was. So we did one of these episodes on it. And then subsequently, now they are on number 4. Did that tonight. The matches include 3 of them. Yes, 3. First one, Willow Nightingale, who you probably never heard of, Big D, and Jade Cargill, the TBS champion, and currently undefeated in AEW. She's 38-0. Goldberg. The next match, FTR, Fact the Revival, or you may remember the Revival from WWE. They are now just known as FTR. And the Living Legends, the greatest tag team on the planet. They're putting the Ring of Honor Tag Team Championship on the line against Gates of Agony. No, I have not heard of them either, but apparently they're big in Ring of Honor. And then, rounding out the night, which they are doing it live, they're done with it tonight, but I haven't seen any of the results because we're doing a show. Pac the Bastard put the AEW All-Atlantic Championship on the line against Trent Beretta. And that was a live hour of Battle of the Belts 4 taking place after a live hour, the fastest hour of wrestling on television today, AEW Rampage. That's it. The trees went by. Me and Dell were singing Little Runaway. I was sublime.
As we make our way out of wrestling, Kidder records are still feeling
Howard's
fine
fine.
because no. I still don't know where the whole reference for Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers came. Stop pointing your finger at me. It clearly wasn't me. But
He's in the middle
you have the
box
next
behind
topic,
the
sir.
camera, so I'm pointing right at him.
So I'm using my phone. I can't actually edit the run sheet. I can't see the run sheet. So
It's
this
okay.
is not me.
Liar.
I
Don't make
know
me
it
move.
wasn't you, Big D, because I noticed it when I went in to invite you to the run sheet. So that leaves Kidder.
So why was it in there when I opened it up?
It Wasn't.
Howard.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You lion sack of fertilizer.
Anyway,
You see-
Modern Warfare 2.
You see,
Let's
you
hit it.
start playing these games and your mouth starts writing checks that your ass just can't cash.
No, I got a big ass, so I mean,
I'm talking about Howard. You're good.
oh,
Big D's good.
I got confused.
I know, because I can only point from here to here. Okay. So, Big D, when was the last time you played a video game?
That is a good question. Let me think on that.
We're talking days, weeks, months, years, decades. How long this beer sat in the bottle?
I think we're getting to that measure of time. Yeah, I feel like I played Xbox Golf in 2016, as I was about to my last night in Korea in 2016. Pretty sure I played Xbox Golf while having mixtures of soju and tonic with my colleague.
Perfect.
Well, it was good. Actually tasted all right, and I didn't go 28 over par. So,
Way to go.
yeah.
Have
Like
you played
20
any of the Modern Warfare games?
Not in a long time, but I'm not even. No, you know what? No, it wasn't Modern Warfare. It was Call of Duty. I think it was Call of Duty 3, whichever one had the whole Nazi zombie stage. One of my coworkers like, "Hey, come play this." Okay. Now
Okay.
do this. Don't die. But, okay. And that's about all I remember. And that was
Sure.
2010.
Yeah, somewhere in there. Yeah, that'd be about right. Well, we, as in Rude Boy Kyle and Nico and Brother Smalls and Howard, and I think we had a couple more people in there. We played. Who else? Who else did we have, Howard? We had a couple more people. I swear.
That was the main crew. Rick would occasionally join us.
It who, right? That was
Yep.
that his. That was his
Yep,
game.
It Who. I don't think my brother ever joined us. So I think that was kind of the crew.
He had an open invitation. Still waiting
He
on
did.
him to join. But we played Modern Warfare and Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3. I think we played the most of Modern Warfare 3. Got all the achievements and whatnot. And then basically moved to the next gen and played Call of Duty World War II. And then they redid Modern Warfare a couple years ago already. And then we were playing that. And now, just around the corner, Modern Warfare 2, the new version, will be released. The question is it worth it? I played the open beta for a little bit. I made it to level 10, I think. Yes, level 10. So I played enough time to know that it still has the same garbage as what the other games do. Now, here's the first thing that grinds my gears. Number one, $70 now for the game. That's the base game. $70. They, for a long time, have been $60, which, of course, as we remember from probably about the last time that Big D bought a game, they were $50. So when does this outrage stop? The Vault edition is $100. That's the special edition. And he just blanked his camera. He doesn't want
No, I'm
us to
just
see it.
checking my battery.
Oh, okay.
But when I do the top-down swipe, it blanks it out.
$70. You get cross-gen, cross-platform, so you can play with others on PC, PlayStation, Xbox. The regular version, you get the campaign a week early. the Final Judgment Bundle and Khalid al-Assad Operator Bundle for immediate use in Call of Duty Vanguard, the current piece of shit game, and Call of Duty Warzone. And you get an opportunity to preload the game prior to launch. This is with the digital edition purchase. Again, if you buy the Vault edition for $100, you pre-order it, and you get to play the campaign up to a week early. Because, multiplayer won't be turned on, so you'll be wanting to do something. You get the Ghost Legacy Pack for immediate use in Call of Duty Modern Warfare, the 2019 version, and Warzone, which contains 12 operator skins from the Ghost group, 10 weapon blueprints, and the Final Judgment Bundle in the Khalid al-Assad Operator Bundle for immediate use in Call of Duty Vanguard and Call of Duty Warzone. The opportunity to preload the game as well before launch. I can't remember if I sent Howard a couple videos that I took with the open beta, but it feels like Modern Warfare as in the 2019 game with new places. I'm sure the story will be interesting, but I haven't even finished Modern Warfare's storyline. So am I going to buy this right away? No. Your thoughts, gentlemen? I know Howard's not going to buy it right away. So I already got that.
So $100 for that thing, huh?
For the special edition.
It sounds like $200 more than I'm actually going to spend. So I'm not going to buy it. It's public school math.
Common Core. You divide by 0.
No, I'm not Chuck Norris. I'll leave that to him.
Fantastic. Yeah. I wish that Rude Boy and Nico were here. Both of them were unable to play the open beta with me, which was extra depressing because I had to take one for the team and play through it. But probably would have been more fun and more amped up to get the new game. But I don't like the menu system because it's extra steps, extra convoluted bullshit. It's the same kind of garbage with, you get a weapon skin and all of that other meaningless crap, microtransactions. The one thing that I do like in the gameplay when you have the trophy system, which, is, well, Big D, I know you probably wouldn't know because we haven't gamed together in these games, but the trophy system, which stops like 4 incoming projectiles or explosives. In the older games, you take the thing out and then you have to set it up and then drop it. And so your dude has to go through the whole animation and then drop it. So if somebody blasts you anywhere through that animation before you've finished, you die and it uses your power up, basically, which is stupid. Because if you can't put it up, would you not still have it? Because if you die normally before even trying to put it up, you still have it. So why would you lose it as you're trying to set it up, but it doesn't set up as you die? Doesn't make sense to me. With the new game, you press the shoulder buttons for the Xbox controls. It literally goes, pulls it out and tosses the son of a bitch. So and then it's there. I'm like, holy shit, it took them 10 freaking years to fix this, and here we are. Wow, progress. Like the one good thing. Amazing. Anyway.
Kidder,
Hmm.
I think you need to talk to somebody about your rage issues about this gaming fiction.
Rage.
And you got the Gowron eyes, are very nice.
There will be glory today. Big D, I am glad you bring this glory to the podcast.
There was one time about a year ago, Little D gave me Gowron eyes, scared the hell out of me. And he's got shoulder length blonde hair, so we could probably temporarily color it brown, put little Klingon forehead ridges on him, and he could be Gowron for Halloween.
I think you should do it. It'd be great.
I'd like to, but Grandma D got him a rocket ship that he puts on his person. He's kind of addicted to that now.
It'd be good for next year, or the day before, or day after, and all of the above. Just needs to be Gowron. You know, I met Robert O'Reilly at Star Trek Las Vegas.
Oh yeah,
and it's kind of freaky up close because he can really give you the Gowron eyes without the makeup, and you're like, do the thing! He's doing the thing! Glory! Yeah, it's great. I love it.
So I'm not gonna lie, as I'm sitting here listening to you guys painting, you say Gowron, and my first thought is that you're talking about some Lord of the Rings character. And so that's where my mind went. And then when Big D finally said Klingon, I'm like, oh, yeah. Star Trek.
Wrong initial consonant there.
Yeah, I was like Gowron. I'm like, oh gosh, I don't remember Gowron in the. I mean, but that is a very Lord of the Rings-esque name. I mean, you can't fault me there.
Well, it's fitting because there have been umpteen thousand memes bridging Sauron and Gowron, and they've all been magical. Because a giant eye and a guy who does giant eye things. What are you presenting there, Kidder? I can't see it.
Let's face it, I'm not the guy that's going to have seen those memes. He felt the need to show me so that I would understand who Gowron is.
You recognize Howard?
As soon as you brought up the Klingon ridges, I knew exactly who you guys were talking about. Okay, it's not like I didn't know. I'm just saying, I hear Gowron. I'm painting an orc. My thought went Lord of the Rings.
That picture is when Gowron was killed by Worf.
Yeah, Robert Riley was not, as I recall, not happy with that ending. I would tend to agree with him. Gowron did it better than to be killed off.
Yeah, but Martok is Chancellor, who I also got to meet, J.G. Hertzler, because he sits next to Robert O'Reilly typically at the cons, but got to meet him. It's good. I enjoyed him as Chancellor Martok. Yes, very good. Anyway, there you go with Gowron.
How about Jeffrey Combs, the only guy to single-handedly have half the Star Trek cast of characters?
There's one person who has more appearances in Star Trek than Jeffrey Combs. Do you know who that is?
I'm going to dig a two-part guess. One, I'm going to say Senior Chief Petty Officer Miles Edward O'Brien.
Nope.
As far as in person. Beyond that is going to be Major Barrett.
No, as multiple characters in Star Trek.
Oh, I thought you were talking about in general. Multiple characters?
Because a lot of people, like you were saying, you would think Jeffrey Combs would be or have the most characters in the Star Trek universe, right? You start running down his list, and he has quite a few, and in Star Trek Lower Decks has at least one more. However, there is someone with more live action characters in the Star Trek universe than he does.
Can't think of the name, but it's probably got to be a bit player or a stunt actor or something along that line. I just can't think of the name.
Nope, this would be a main character actor for
Really?
In some series played multiple episodes as the same character, and in others a one-off.
I don't have a clue. I can certainly tell you who. Well, never mind. I'll save that corny joke for another time. I have no idea.
That would be Mr. Vaughn Armstrong. And as I pull up the page from our friends at Memory Alpha, I don't know if you can see any of that on your side there, Big D, but from TNG through DS9, Voyager, and Enterprise, he has played the most roles through Star Trek. What's not included on this list are a couple other Borg drones, because he was also Borg drones. So,
So it's very small on my screen. Top row, second from the right. I see a thumbnail that kind of looks like Senator Vreenak. It's a fake, but I can't tell you that with certainty.
Nope, that was a different actor.
Okay.
But very good call out on that. He, as in Vaughn Armstrong, was Dr. Telek Ramor in the Voyager episode Eye of the Needle, where they beam him onto the ship. And it turns
20-year
out
time difference, yep.
Yep. And then he was Korath in Endgame, the last episode of Voyager, the two-parter. He was the Alpha Hirogen in Flesh and Blood. He played a lot of characters in Voyager. And two different Cardassians in Deep Space Nine. And then his, I think, biggest role was Admiral Maxwell Forrest in Star Trek Enterprise, because he didn't have any makeup, so you could actually see his face. He's a really good singer as well. Then he's also voice credits in Star Trek New Worlds, Armada 2, Bridge Commander, Starfleet Command 2, and Elite Force 2. So, since we brought up Jeffrey Combs,
Freaking right, we did.
we got to bring him up. Now, the list looks longer on Memory Alpha because of the pictures that are available. And they also credit him with each Wayun, because you remember the Wayun clones were killed and brought back, recloned. So they credit him with each Wayun. So you have Tyran, Brunt, Wayun 4, Wayun 5, the Prophet form of Wayun 5, another hologram version of Wayun 5, an illustration or an illusion version of Wayun 5, the Kevin Mulcahy, the cop in the Far Beyond the Stars episode, another version of Wayun 5, another version of Wayun 5, another version of Wayun 5, and then there's Wayun 6 and Wayun 7. And then you have Mirror Universe Brunt. And then Wayun 8. He was a Holosuite guest as himself, basically, in the final episode. The interesting thing is they put as many cast and crew members in the final episode. What You Leave Behind, they put them all in the holodeck as extras, so they could get everybody in the show who worked on the show. Pank in Voyager. And then you go to Enterprise with Thylak Shran, Krem, another Ferengi, and a hologram version of Shran. And then there he is, Agimus from Star Trek Lower Decks. So when you actually look at all of this in the listing of the photographs, it's very misleading because they're basically all the same. So yes, Mr. Vaughn Armstrong with the number 1, and Jeffrey Combs, he's right behind him at number 2. There you go.
Nice.
Anyway, your thoughts?
My thoughts are Jeffrey Combs is a badass, and I don't know who that other guy is. My fan. But he's clearly very talented.
And they're both great singers because they partake in what's called the Rat Pack that they do every Sunday night of the Star Trek Las Vegas convention. They get together and they're part of the Enterprise Blues Band. So there's one for you to look up on Spotify or other media outlets online. Even buy a CD. I bought a CD from them last year because this year wasn't able to stay through the Sunday night show, but bought 2 autographed CDs from them last year and got to talk with them a little bit. Pretty cool. Jeffrey Combs, still awesome. Saw him there again this year. So anyway, I put some Star Trek on here because, it's always fun to get to talk to another Star Trek fan because Howard likes to stifle that. But
what a nerd.
I know. He likes some other wars. They suck.
I wouldn't go that far.
If you did not know, Big D, the remastered
let me jump in there.
upgraded...
If you did not know, Howard is actually painting your voodoo doll right now. Anyway, continue.
I think he did that a few years ago. That's why my life has sucked so bad over the past several years. Oh, he's showing something. That definitely does not look like me. I do not have a... Well, hold on. Third leg, tail, I don't know. It all depends on your perspective.
Monday morning, no coffee. I could see it.
The rage. So
anyway, you were saying.
Well, you may know, or you may already have the upgraded, digitally remastered, and fixed editions of the original series Star Trek movies. Did you know that they came out? No. Well, they are out, and they remastered them, and now look at this. It's the motion picture, the director's cut. So yes, you get the full extra. They found new film that wasn't included in the previous director's cuts, and they were able to restore it and remaster it and make sure that it is good for the 4K version of the movie. And I got the 4-pack. They came out with the first 4 movies in the remastered edition. And then they're like, oh, yeah, we've been working on the director's edition as well, which has a bunch of extra stuff. And I'm like, okay, so I had to buy another one. So, yes, I have the remastered ones, and then I just got this in the mail today. Because this just came out, but as you can see, the back, and it's remastered. Master! Looking forward to seeing the extra features on this, but let's see. It has been anticipated by Star Trek fans for over 2 decades. It is now meticulously restored and remastered in 4K Ultra HD with HDR10 and Dolby Vision for optimal picture and Dolby Atmos for immersive sound. This must-have release features a bonus Blu-ray disc with hours of new and legacy special features, including extensive behind-the-scenes footage, deleted scenes, and more. So there you go. The motion picture.
So 3 thoughts on all that remastered stuff. The first thought is for the remastered movies 1 through 4 in general. First of all, I need to go change my pantaloons. That's exciting.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very excited. Yeah.
And then 2 and 3, specific to Star Trek the Motion Picture. 1 is that extra footage. Explain how that stupid Simon Light game is actually played that Decker's showing the pro version of Ilea. Because I want to know. This has bugged me for 20 years.
That's it. Suppose that was the first time you saw it.
Actually, no. Call it 30 years.
There you go. Okay.
Shoot. I keep forgetting 20 years is. I keep forgetting 20 years is like my junior year of high school at this point. They're like, oh yeah, shoot, I got to go back further.
Yeah, we're almost in college at that point.
I know, right? And the other one is when they're doing that egress scene and Kirk is in his little spacesuit and he's going out the airlock. Do they fix the oopsie where you see the scaffolding on the mock-up and the set just to the right of the Enterprise saucer to make it not look like friggin' scaffold? Because pretty sure somebody got fired for that.
Yeah, in the 4-disc set, they had the documentary on basically the making of the motion picture. And a fun fact for you, if you didn't know this, when they had to premiere it at the Grumman's Chinese Theater, they finished the film version of it like 4 hours before it was supposed to be played. So the film was still wet. And they were drying it off as best they could as they were driving over to the theater with the only version of the film. And the reason is because they kept making changes and edits and this and that. And one person said this and that. And so that's why the movie is like really long and they kind of forget about certain things. Like it feels like a few different movies because even though it's the same director, they were writing it as they were going. Very bizarre to watch that and go, oh, well, that all makes sense now. This is interesting. But, yeah, if you get the chance, make sure you pick it up. Apparently, they did fix that scene as well, where it doesn't look like a model coming out of another model, and pieces of the sound stage are seen behind there. Yeah. But that would, explain it. Because they were way over budget. Way over budget. Also, what showed up today, and I don't know if you have seen any of this, but Star Trek Picard Season 2. What is it you want, Q? And yes, as you can see, there are 90 minutes of extras and exclusive footage here in Star Trek Picard Season 2, this being the Steelbook case, and there a sneak peek into Season 2. Now available on Paramount Plus and Blu-ray. Comes with deleted scenes, featurettes, and a gag reel. Over 1 hour of special features. The legendary Jean-Luc Picard and his crew embark on a bold and exciting new journey into the unknown. Los Angeles 2024. Trapped in an alternate reality by Q, Picard must enlist friends both old and new to confront the perils of 21st century Earth in a desperate race against time to save the galaxy's future and face the ultimate trial from one of its greatest foes. Starring Alison Pill, Brent Spiner, Michelle Hurd, Santiago Cabrera, and Jerry Ryan, as this 3-disc collection includes every thrilling episode and over 1 hour of never-before-seen special features, including exclusive interview footage with Patrick Stewart. Howard's giving a thumbs up.
Howard's testing a brush. Hey, fun fact for you. Jerry Ryan also played Sonya Blade in Mortal Kombat Legacy, the web series that was out a couple of years ago. Pretty good series. Kind of a reimagining of Mortal Kombat.
Hopefully it wasn't as garbage as Mortal Kombat 2.
Listen, the first Mortal Kombat movie was all right. It was cheesy. It was campy, but I mean, that's Mortal Kombat. The second one was garbage. Hot garbage.
Are you talking about the latest one or some older one?
We're talking about the older ones, the
ones.
90s ones.
Oh,
The newest one actually did fairly well and is scheduled to get a sequel. So
I even saw that.
you did.
I did.
Wow. I haven't seen it.
And I laughed at a couple parts.
There are that should be funny. Hey, speaking of Mortal Kombat, and since we already talked video games, Kidder, a while ago I said that I had beaten Mortal Kombat X, and I was debating whether I should buy Mortal Kombat 11 or not. Just so happens that last week, Mortal Kombat 11 went on sale, like for the entire, like with all the DLC, for like $14.99. Or for $5 more, you got all of Injustice 2 with all the DLC and such. So for $20, I got 2 games, all of the DLC. It was a pretty sweet deal. Haven't played it yet. Big D, were you a Mortal Kombat fan back in the day? Did you play the games?
Yes and no. So my parents, especially my mom, vehemently against Mortal Kombat at the time, and probably still is. But I'm an adult. I do what I want. A friend of mine let me Mortal Kombat. A friend of mine let me Mortal Kombat 3, and I've had that for a little while, and then gave it back to him, of course, and then had a good time playing it.
Finish him.
Yeah, I very much the same story. My mom was not. Mortal Kombat was not a thing we were allowed to really play or such, but I had friends who had it, and I remember many a night staying up until like midnight, 1, 2 in the morning, trying to figure out the fatalities and all of that. And nowadays I play and I could care less about the fatalities. That's like not like they're interesting, but it's like not my favorite part of the game. I actually have been enjoying the story since about Mortal Kombat 9. So kind of 9, 10, and 11 have been excellent. The storytelling it's actually decent. Kidder's not much of a Mortal Kombat guy.
I played it. I used to like the arcade version of it. The physical arcade game. We had that back 95, 96. Play it every once in a while. You get the joystick and A and B button. Yeah.
Speaking of interesting and questionable products, guys, there's a new Christmas movie coming out.
Come
it's that time.
on. Is it like, well, you just explain it, because it's probably, I'm hoping it's not what I just thought that it would be.
Yeah, it's starring David Harbour as Santa Claus. You might remember David Harbour from Stranger Things. He plays Sheriff Hopper. Or the latest Hellboy movie. He was Hellboy. Or if, since I'm hitting things that Kidder hasn't hit. Kidder, did you see the Black Widow movie? He was the Red Guardian. The big guy with the beard. Yeah. Anyway, he's playing Santa Claus in a movie that's basically about a home invasion that Santa Claus gets mixed up into and has to violently defend the family that's trapped in the house. This movie is called Violent Night. I don't know what to think about it.
Nothing like Christmas, like a home invasion.
It's Santa
Claus comes for you.
Yeah, it's kind of like Santa Claus meets Die Hard. You know,
And it reminds me of the Big D family reunion.
that it's mythical. It only comes around once a year,
No, the title,
Or-
Violent Night.
or that there's explosions. I mean, there's gratuitous violence.
Any and all of these can be yours for the low price of one plane ticket.
Yeah, so that's the thing. It exists. I watched the trailer. I mean, I like David Harbour. but-
You wasted time on the trailer.
Yes,
Don't you have
Yes, I
better
did.
things to do? More important things?
probably.
Like
probably
anything like breathing? I don't know.
I mean, listen. I saw it. It started playing. I was like, "This
Why?
looks terrible," and I'm like, "Wait a second!
Why?
I host a weekly podcast. I must watch. I must have content. I can talk about
Why?
this." For those who want to see it, I'll put a link in the show notes so you can check out Violent Night yourself and hate me for it later.
Hasta la vista, baby Jesus.
It's not quite that cheesy, but it's pretty close. I mean, all of the bad guys are on the naughty list. It's about as terrible as you can imagine. And it starts, I mean, the trailer starts with him like as Santa Claus at a bar drinking beer. You know, it's a wholesome family movie, I'm sure. Well, gents, we got one last real big topic to share. I moved over closer to my computer so that I have some notes. Kidder, I know that back in the day, you played Magic the Gathering. Big D, did you ever play Magic the Gathering?
What do you think?
I'm thinking you're nerdy enough that yes, you did. You probably still have your deck somewhere. Maybe. Probably in your parents' basement.
Point taken, but no, I actually did not.
Well, Kidder, I guess we're cooler than Big D. Anyway. I read
You almost lost it. That was great.
I'm glad. I'm so glad. Anyway, I was reading an article tonight. Magic the Gathering is turning 30 years old. And because of that, Wizards of the Coast has decided to put out a special 30th anniversary edition of the game. Basically, it's a reprint of the basically of the limited edition beta, including all of the original rares and all of that were in there. So it's a chance to get some of the most rare and popular powerful cards in the game. Each display of the 30th anniversary edition will contain four 15-card booster packs. The price tag of this product to buy the display, to buy these four booster packs, 15, that each have 15 cards. The price tag is $999 or $250 a pack.
And you're not guaranteed to get all of them?
Well, I'm glad you asked it, because one of the cards that's in this set and people are excited about is it's a chance to get your hands on a Black Lotus. The Black Lotus, one of the most powerful cards in the game, one of the rarest cards in the game. It's part of this set, so you have a chance to get it. However, as I said, this article did an excellent job. There's a link to it in the show notes because they went into far more statistics than I'm willing to give. So I'm bringing you the cliff notes on this. The odds of pulling a Black Lotus in a single pack, a single booster pack, it is a 1.05% chance of pulling a Black Lotus. If you purchase the whole, 4-pack set, you have a 4.15% chance of pulling a Black Lotus in those 4 packs. For the best odds of getting a Black Lotus, you would need to open 24 copies of the 30th Anniversary Edition, which is 96 booster packs and would run you a cost of $24,000. So $24,000 to get a Black Lotus. At that price, Kidder, you can just go out and buy an original beta Black Lotus. But just to also throw in some fun here, a single Magic card weighs about 0.064 ounces. So a $24,000 card means that it is worth more than its weight in gold, rhodium, platinum, heroin, meth, cocaine, LSD, and even plutonium. So
I got dark fast.
Well, thank God you put the rest of that in there, because there's nothing else that you would want to do or have money left to do if you spent that much money on these flipping cards.
It gets better, Kidder, because in this set, it contains the power of 9. So that's the 9 most powerful cards in Magic, the Moxes. In order to get 2 of them, just to get 2 of them, you have and it's in a single pack, because it is possible to get 2 of them in a single pack. It is a 0.16% chance. So approximately 1 out of every 623 packs will contain 2 pieces of power. So there's fun. And one more just kind of fun little thing with this. In 1993, a collector's edition was released. This was a non-tournament legal set. It included 1 of each card from beta. It had gold borders, and it retailed for $50. To get 1 of every card in this set with this reprint, and if you're doing it purely by opening packs, so not trading, not buying, just by opening packs. This guy actually ran a simulation based on the stats he had. To get 1 of every card, you will have to open 496 packs, which means purchasing 124 copies of the 30th edition for a grand total of $124,000 to complete the set.
Cool.
Sounds like it'd be cheaper to pick up a heroin addiction like you're talking about.
Yes, it would be. And out of that, incredibly fun, shocking, and interesting news, Kidder, we've been talking for quite a while. It's probably time we wrap this up so we can go to bed. And so I can finish my beer. And with that means it's, of course, time for everybody's maybe 4th favorite segment, and that is the cheap plugs.
I mean, should I make these like 1 every 10 episodes? You get 1 of them. And you got to watch all of them like 325,000 times to get 1 of like the whole set. I mean, I feel like we need to be doing more with this.
I don't know. I don't think we have quite the following that Magic the Gathering still has today. So
I don't know. I'm still hung up on the Schedule 1 drugs and time machine fuel. I'm very confused right now.
Just go lick some plutonium and you'll be fine.
I got something better. I got champagne in a can.
Look at that. Bitch is busting out the bubbly.
I was thinking of you.
I now want to redo the ending. Do the whole, well, Kidder, we've been talking for quite a while, and on that incredibly redneck news, it's time for some cheap plugs. Yeehaw!
Ding, 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 ding. We got ourselves some cheap plugs here. Let me tell you how cheap they are. Hard to dang on you, Big D, get on this. I tell you what, we got a website, beerbluebs.com, beerbluebs.com. You don't even need a tooth to get that whole beerbluebs.com. You get right on the website, you got dang on everything. Everything on the website. You got merch, you got clothes, you got glasses, you got sales things, you can buy some beer. You get beer right at beerbluebs.com, because you can't even have the beer without the beer on the show. It's just crazy. It's just dang on. I tell you what, man, it's busier than a one-legged man and ass-kicking contest on that website. There's so much stuff happening on there. You cannot believe what's going on at beerbluesbs.com. Let me tell you, is angrier than a raccoon inside a dear little animal cage. Just everything have it on the website, beerbluesbs.com. And then you get on the social media, get on there, Facebook, the Instagram. We got all over there. It's the picture here. There's a post there. There's a picture here. It's just like dang old what's his name down at the old barbecue shop? He's making ribs all day. But on here, we'll make a post on the social media. You got to see it. Hey, Beer Blue. Big D's got all red. He's got all redneck on there. He's just ringing on there. He's just going crazy. It's just unbelievable. It's crazy. It's crazy. He's giving me the finger. He's got to be. He's giving me the Southern salute right there. Just one finger up. I was hoping he put 2 fingers up, but he's just giving me the 1 finger. What kind of show is this? This is unbelievable. I can't even believe that we're still doing this thing. But we're on that podcast every damn week. We just go every Friday night. We're right here doing this here show. And it's just tell you what, we're all over the place. We're on Spotify and iTunes. We're on Google. We're on Apple. We're on iRadio, Pandora, Amazon. We're on Stitcher FM, IDB, and TuneIn, to Play FM, and everywhere in between. We're even on the YouTube if you want to watch this whole shenanigan. It's like a jug blow contest between everybody out there. It's going to lose their mind. Lose their damn mind. I tell you what. They just go crazy tonight. And the Beer Blues and BS. You got to follow us. You got to watch us. You got to check this out every damn week because you never know what you're going to get. It's like Forrest Gump chasing after Jenny, but I never saw that box of chocolates. It's just crazy. Crazy.
My goodness.
You want me to continue? I could probably make some more. I can figure out. I can muster something fierce. From the loins down below, we can get ourselves something going here. Let me tell you, Big D. Peace out now. Thanks for joining us for this show. You never knew what you were going to get, but man, you got a whole hell of a lot of it. And for Howard Blues, he's over there, and he's maybe going to join us again next week. Well, I'm the dang old myth, the dang old legend, the dang old Mark Kidder. He's coming out here with this bing, ding, ding, bang. There, sure. Got yourself some little moonshine. Get me a glass at least half full. And man, there's some free beer tomorrow. If we could even get some moonshine put in on there too, we get it off the distillery. It's going to be some good moonshine. Let me tell you what. But make sure that you watch out for the fuzz and
You went silent there.
it's crazy. Just go crazy, muted itself. So I guess, yes, now we'll get the hell on out of here. We'll see you on the next one now, yeah?
You have been listening to a UA production of Beer, Blues, and BS. If you enjoyed the show, help others find out about it by rating the show or leaving a review at your podcast listening service of choice. Thanks for listening, and may your glass never be empty.
Well, that was something.
Wow.
I bring soft pro original.
I think the skunk hit you hard.
I tell you what, he hit that skunk upside, downside, run, stuck around like there's no tomorrow. How about that for a hot take?
I
I killed him. Yeah, I got him.
Yeah. I was gonna say I know we skipped my hot take just because we were running long, but it'll be good. It'll be good.
We're gonna have to split this one into 2 episodes. My goodness, another 3-hour long thing if my math is right.
Nah. There's plenty of stuff to cut along the way that'll bring it down. And
Yeah, like that 5-minute ramble at the end.
oh, that's staying. That's staying. That's gold. That's
funny.
gold. I just wish we had all 3 cameras recording at that point because it was good.
Oh man, guys, I cannot tell you how much I needed that today. I needed this one.
Happy to help.
Yeah. I mean, you chose a good episode to hop in on. Plenty of stuff to talk about and such. So.
Oh,
there was sure something.
Mm-hmm.
We forgot Howie Blues. He's smirking already. Why is he smirking? He's got a shit-eating grin on his face. Big D,
I'm just wondering where this goes.
why are you grinning?
Because I am dead tired and I have no idea where this is going, but it's probably going to be good because you two are insane.
I mean, I can neither confirm nor deny these nor any other allegations at this time.
I've been awake for 22 hours running on 3 hours of sleep. A freaking fly going by is going to make me laugh.
I mean,
Piss right off.
Let's see what else we have laying around here. Howie Blues, I do declare that it is now the 8th of October 2022 in the Central Time Zone. Therefore, wishing the Big D a happy birthday.
Hey!
I appreciate it. Thank you. It's still 10:15 p.m. over here in Phoenix, so there's some sort of timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly time warp slingshot around the sun Q thing happening. So.
It doesn't matter.
We gotta go back. We gotta go back.
It's 12:17 our time. So, and our time is the only time that matters.
Pew, pew, pew. Shots fired.
So, yeah.
I mean,
Happy
we
birthday.
are in Phoenix, so it's not like Chicago, but still, I mean, you got a chance. So you say there's a chance.
Appreciate it, guys.
Anytime.
Well, not anytime, one day a year, but you know.
Unless we go back. You're around the sun the other way.
Timey-wimey, yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Could you imagine the records keeping nightmare that would be if all of a sudden the Earth decided to go the other way and we start rewinding calendar years? You have dates repeating.
Well, you just have to figure out the whole new sun rising in the west and setting in the east and some time offset. And it might not be as horrible because time is just going to keep marching forward, not going backwards.
Oh, you think that? But that would be the easy solution. And when do we ever go with the easy solution?
Well, Superman 1 back in whenever the frick, the 70s with Mr. Christopher Reeves, that was the convenience fix. Going all the way around the Earth to make time reverse itself. That's not how that crap works.
I mean, it made it in a movie, man. And you know what? I get all my actual factual science from the movies.
Yeah.
So I keep letting spiders bite me so that I eventually get powers.
Is that why you suck so much lately? Because you've been related to Spider-Man. You're trying to become Spider-Man. Man, you got to have better goals in life.
You know, that truthfully is a stupid goal for North Dakota. There's not enough tall buildings. I'd just be able to, like, go around the Capitol building here in Bismarck a couple of times. And that would be about it.
You got the courthouse up in Grand Forks. And that's about it. No skyscrapers anywhere.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The parking
Yeah, North
garage,
Dakota would be a terrible state to be Spider-Man.
UA Productions presents A Glimpse Behind the Curtain.
Are we waiting for another, as it says in the in the rundown?
We are waiting for another. And he will join as he is available. He is currently in Phoenix.
Ah, it's a good place to be.
Yeah. And so there's a bit of a time change, so it's kind of where his work is and yada yada. So anyway, he's going to join us when he is able from his hotel.
Great.
But he said that he is alone, so he will not have to record from, as he put it,
bathroom.
Well, he put it as the Big D Business Center, but
oh, sure.
Yes.
That is very good. Would you like some breaking sports news?
Damn it, man. We haven't even started the show yet.
At 15:05 in the third period, Holy Cross University 0, University of North Dakota Fighting Sioux 6. I know you also didn't see this, but okay, this is going to be let me do this.
I can't see any of that.
Yep. It was glaring. If you have your phone, you're going to get it momentarily.
Clickbait. Of all the crap titles I have put up, Fat Bears and Killer Wedgies, Secrets of McDonald's Exposed. The fact that nobody cares is what gets Will to look at something.
I mean, I guess.